7 things debt collectors can't do by law. That's the topic of this video. I'm Scott from Money Nerd, and my blog and YouTube channel helps people get out of debt. Now, I've seen how impactful debt collectors can be on people's lives, bring stress and anxiety. And to see debt collectors go above the law or think they're above the law really annoys me. So today we're going to look at 7 things debt collectors legally can't do, so you know when to call them out and say, hey, you can't do that, that's illegal, I'm going to report you, and put them in their place. So let's get to it. So the number 1 thing that they can't do is contact you at work. Now, by FCA regulation in their consumer handbook, it says that they legally can't contact you at work, and that's to stop them from embarrassing you. Years ago, when that regulation didn't exist, they used to phone your employer and say things like, oh, so-and-so owes me money, and they use that as a way to embarrass you and to get you to pay. Now, that's pretty unethical, so that's now against the law. So the next one, let's move on to number 2, which is contacting you on social media. I actually did a video on this recently. We'll try and link to it somewhere, maybe in the description. But there's some bad debt collectors that still contact people on social media. Now, this is totally against the law. It's classed as harassment. If they try and contact you on social media, you're well within your rights to report that to the financial ombudsman. And if you've got any of these problems, if debt collectors are harassing you or doing anything illegal like we've outlined today, I really encourage you to, well, first off, name and shame them, put them in the comments below. But secondly, absolutely do report them to the Financial Ombudsman Service. What that will do is they'll either get a slap on the wrist and won't do it again, or best case scenario, they'll get shut down and they won't be able to stress and harass people ever again. Okay, so that's social media. Let's move on to number 3. The third thing that debt collectors can't do that's against the laws and regulations is contact you outside of specified hours. So the hours that debt collectors can contact you are between 8 AM and 9 PM, and they absolutely can't contact you on the weekends or public holidays and things like that. So again, if you get debt collectors contacting you outside those specified hours, report them. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is a similar one to contacting you at work. So talking to your friends and family. Way back when there's looser regulations around debt collectors used to phone friends and family and shame you into repaying your debt. Again, this is totally illegal now, and debt collectors shouldn't be doing it. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so add costs not stated on the contract. So what that means is that debt collectors and creditors who are chasing debt can only add on fees and interests that have been stated in a written agreement. Now, you may have signed this agreement with your creditor, or that debt may have been passed on from the creditor to the debt collector. In any case, you would have signed some documentation that you agreed to a certain amount of fees or interest. Now, they can't add on any more fees, they can't add on any more interest than what they've stated in that written agreement. And just so you know, the absolute top amount that debt collectors can add on in terms of interest and fees is 8%. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Number 6. So we've got Mr. Pinocchio there. They cannot mislead you. These debt collectors that you have on the phone, they're kids really, they're straight out of college, and they just follow a script. Now, some of the bad debt collectors allow these people to go off the script. And these debt collectors are getting paid per collection. So it's in their interest to to try and trick you, try and deceive you, but they're legally not allowed to do that. So if you catch them lying, if they're telling mistruths, then absolutely call them out on it, and keep them in line, keep them in check. Okay, moving on to the next. Put pressure on you to pay within certain deadlines. So you can see all of these tactics have got a similar goal in mind, which is to pressurize you, to shame you, to say, hey, you need to pay right now. You need to pay before we finish this phone call or before the end of the week. Now, the FCA are very clear on their regulations, and they say debt collectors are not allowed to pressure people into paying. So they've got to give you time to consider the offer, consider the repayment plan, and consider how much you can afford to repay before you make that payment. So this has been Money Nerd. Thank you very much. And before you go, please like and share and subscribe and do all of that good stuff to help us out. We're a new channel. And if you would like to see more videos on debt and money and personal finance, click our profile and check out our other videos. Thank you and have a great day.